Hello everyone, I'm Mark Fidelman of Fanatics Media. Welcome to Influencer Week in Review. We've got a very, very great topic this week. We're dealing with cryptocurrencies, which are red hot right now, and influencer marketing, which has been red hot for the last couple of years. Joining me today is Gil Eyal, CEO of HYPR. Gil, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Mark?
I'm doing well. So let's just jump right in. I love the whole crypto space, what they're doing with ICOs. Yes, it's risky, but it's so freaking cool about what they're doing with some of these token offerings, some of the ideas they're coming up with. And the company we're about to talk about is both an influencer marketing and they're having an ICO.
If brands have ever wanted to do advertising on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or Twitter, it used to be really difficult to execute. Brands would have to get in touch with these influencers individually, negotiate terms individually, and then rates would vary immensely between influencers with similar ranges. Brands can now conduct social media campaigns that are natural to the very medium of social media.
Why do they need a token offering? Why do they need to go ICO in order to have an influencer marketing platform?
Yeah, I think that's the question that happens a lot of times with these ICOs. Yes, they're super cool. Yes, it's a way to get in early on companies that have a lot of potential. But they're also an opportunity for people to raise capital without really offering anything to investors. And the question is this token really useful? Can you do the same thing with other cryptocurrencies? If you can, why do you need a token?
Yeah, and I'd like to, no mention of blockchain, which isn't a requirement, but it's like, are they going to blockchain these influencer events? Are they the content? I don't think they're doing anything with the blockchain. It looks to me like they're trying to raise money and they've come up with a clever scheme. And I think it's reality. The platform exists, but they're coming up with a clever way to kind of say, okay, here's a token that you can use to buy influencer marketing. We're going to pay the influencers in tokens and also allow the influencers to issue their own tokens. Now it gets really confusing. But I don't think they needed to go this direction. I think they're doing it to raise money without giving up equity. Now that's the key point. So from that perspective, maybe this is a smart thing.
I think it's a smart thing. The key thing, though, is to think, what are the issues they're trying to address? So they're saying, today it's really difficult to deal with the issue of activating influencers and getting them paid. If you're a brand who wants to pay IndaHash, you have to transfer money into their account. They have to wait a few days until that goes through. Then they have to hold on to that money and then pay the influencers once they've done their part, and that takes some time. In between, you have these transfer fees and you have these conversion fees if you're converting between coins. All that can be resolved with a cryptocurrency that, based on my understanding, does have a blockchain in the middle to guarantee that the transfers actually happen and so forth. With that said, I just don't understand why you need a specific token for it. I mean, you can do that with Ethereum, you can do that with Bitcoin, you can do that with Litecoin, you can do that with any number of thousands of altcoins that are out there.
Well, I mean, I think they're hoping in the secondary market for these tokens, which turn into currency, they call it currency, I guess, later, that there'll be an increase in value somehow with these utility tokens that they're issuing at the ICO. My question is, how did they get 330,000 people to register for this, influencers? And I'm going to challenge them if they're watching. I don't believe they got 330,000 influencers to be paid, agree to be paid in these tokens, but I could be wrong.
No, I think that's tough. I mean, it's kind of vague, but I would imagine they have a lot of people who've downloaded the app, and that's kind of the number that they're talking about. I doubt many of them have actually signed up to use this token or even understand how an ICO or cryptocurrency works, just because most of the population doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You could barely get them to accept currencies from different countries. I can't imagine them accepting this type of, it's not even a Bitcoin or Litecoin. It's kind of it's based on the Ethereum blockchain, but a new coin that's just been minted and they hope it's going to succeed and all that kind of stuff. That's is very suspect to me. I mean, congratulations if they got it done. I'm going to applaud them. I'm very suspicious that this isn't exactly what's going on, but hey, it sounds good.
Yeah, but on the other side, you also have the brands who are supposed to pay with this coin. How are they going to get this coin if they don't spend dollars to get it? So the brand, it's really externalizing the cost of buying this coin to the brands. My experience has been that influencers are difficult. Brands are harder sometimes too, because they're not going to be able to own that kind of coin. They have reporting, they have an accountant, they have traditional ways that they do business. How are they going to justify owning this coin? They don't even own Bitcoin, which is the most accepted type of currency. And Amazon doesn't accept Bitcoin. Are we talking about these brands starting to work with this token that nobody knows?
Speaking of influencers, there is a bunch of influencers that are promoting this, right? One in particular, Box Miner.
Box mining and other Bitcoin or cryptocurrency related influencers seem to have a very positive opinion of this turn of events. One that can only be justified by them being hired to promote it. And I think that's actually a wise. I mean, that's the kind of behavior that shows that IndaHash knows what they're doing, because most of the other ICOs were promoted by people who have absolutely no credibility in the industry. And they may have hit a large audience, but again, an audience that doesn't even know how to buy crypto. Box mining, these other influencers that they chose, which are all about Bitcoin, they have a Bitcoin, a big audience that's interested in these coins, that at least knows how to invest in them. And if they get excited about this ICO, might actually participate.
So with that, Gil, what would you say the chances, the odds of them succeeding? I mean, their ICO as of today is in 4 days. What do you think?
I think they might be successful in raising the money, just because ICOs have been unpredictable, and a lot of things that wouldn't make it through traditional venture capital have made it through ICOs. So it's really hard to say. I hope they're successful, because I'm for people experimenting, for this industry to grow. And it seems like there is a genuine, real product behind this thing. So hopefully they're successful. I think could be done better, but kudos, and let's see how they do.
All right. So if they're successful, are we going to see a HYPR ICO right around the corner?
Possibly, but if we do, I will confess it's only for my personal enrichment.
Well said, well said. So with that, you could find me at fanaticsmedia.com, and you can, of course, find Gil and his entire wonderful team at hyperbrands.com. Thanks again, Gil.
Thanks, Mark.